Republic of China.
Numéro 2.
Number 2, CAO Zhenhua.
Numéro 5.
Number 5, Miao.
Et la numéro 6.
Number 6, WANG Chunyan.
Et voici nos 3 premières joueuses à représenter Israël sur le terrain.
Now the starting lineup from Israel.
Numéro 4.
Number 4, MIZRAHI.
Numéro 5.
Number 5, Roni OHAYON.
Et enfin la numéro 6.
Number 6, Lihi David.
And there we have their run in, winning all 3 group games, beating the host France by 12 goals to 2, the maximum possible margin of victory in goalball. As you can see, when these two sides played each other in the group stages, trying to beat Israel by 6 goals to 1. So China coming into this game with the psychological advantage. And the crowd enjoying the anticipation of these final few minutes before the opening throws. And a brilliant match we have ahead of us. China, an experienced and decorated Paralympic side, against Israel yet to win a medal in the women's event. And there we have our officials from Lithuania and Canada. They will be supervising the throws and calling the fouls, and we'll talk you through all the different types of goalball fouls as this match progresses. But the main thing you need to know, the ball has to bounce in both your own third of court and the neutral third. And there we have the Israel starting 3. Lihi Ben David, Israel's main attacking option. There are plenty of goals in this tournament so far, and she was instrumental in the quarter-final win over Canada. And that is Israel's strongest starting 3. Showing that they mean business. China also starting with lots of offensive options. WANG Chunyan, CAO Zhenhua, both second and third top scorer in the whole tournament on court right now for China. So it'll be a nervy few opening throws for the Israel defensive trio. China aside with a lot of attacking firepower. And we're just under a minute away from the opening throw. These two sides have their eye shades checked under the supervision of the referee. Raz Shoham, Israel coach for the Israel side in the 2016 and 2020 Paralympics. On that occasion they were knocked out in the quarterfinals. Now they're in the semis. Just getting here, huge achievement for Israel. But they will have their eyes on the podium places.
Audience, let's count down together to start the competition. 10, 9, 8.
As we count down to the opening throw, let's listen in as we hear the officials give the final instructions to the players and the crowd at the South Paris Arena.
This game between Israel on my left, China on my right. We ask audience, please keep quiet while the ball play in field off your mobile phones. Thank you. China start with the ball. Quiet, please. Center.
People's Republic of China against Israel in this first women's semi-final. And these two sides met in the group stages. It was China that came out on top. But knockout competition is a different beast altogether. It'll be fascinating to see how these early throws play out. MIZRAHI, easily recognisable with her bright purple hair. Here we have WANG Chunyan, who's scored lots of goals so far in this women's event. Then David cross court, blocked by Zhenhua. Advancing right up court, the ball bounced off court, so it's ruled out of bounds and the ball effectively becomes dead. MIZRAHI, slightly slower ball, but intercepted. It does feel like a tense start. Both these sides sounding each other out, trying to establish patterns of throws and get a sense for how the opposition are set up on court. Rare throw from the Chinese centre. Miao. Normally she passes the ball to the wings, and then David to return. Blocked at full stretch by WANG Chunyan. As the two number sixes trade throws, it's still 0-0. MIZRAHI. She throws in quite an aggressive way. She launches herself up court and tries to get right up to the high ball line. It's quite an attacking and dangerous way to throw, and does increase the risk of conceding penalties, but can provide a really potent threat. And now Ben David goes for the straighter skimming ball. Zhenhua. We've noticed throughout the tournament she likes to propel herself off the frame of the goal, and she starts her throwing action from quite deep in the goal mouth. Zhenhua starts off court, throws towards the centre. It's perfectly legal to start off court, but the ball has to bounce within the court. Zhenhua goes cross court and parried by Ben David. Israel will be happy with this start. China aside with a lot of attacking flair and capable of racking up the goals, but Israel holding firm so far. China scored 12 goals in the quarter-final to dispatch France, the host, so certainly capable of racking them up, and that's off the post from WANG Chunyan. Early threat from China. And if you're wondering why Ronnie OHAYON just put the ball out, it's because you have 10 seconds in Goalball to get your throw away. She thought better to concede possession than risk conceding a penalty. Penalties in Goalball are one-on-one, so need to be avoided if at all possible. MIZRAHI from centre once again. She usually takes position on the wing, but trying a bit of variation, trying to catch opposition unawares. Goalball all about that element of surprise. and find the breakthrough. Ben David was the flag bearer for Israel in the opening ceremony. One of the icons of Israeli parasport. Interesting bit of strategy from China. Whilst one wing shaped up to throw, there was a dummy from the other wing. Gave the illusion of movement. Makes your opponents think the ball's coming from a different side of court. And you quite often see these players dummying throws or imitating movement. It's really interesting to watch. Now Ben David, aggressive throw and an early breakthrough for Lihi Ben David. And Israel, chasing their first ever women's goalball medal, have an early advantage as Ben David finds the gap and gets Israel off to a fantastic start. How will China respond? They're not used to going behind in this tournament. Certainly not used to losing. They won all of their games so far. Feels like there's more to come from them. Mizrahi with the dummy, but Ben David keeps hold of the ball. It's gathered by WANG Chunyan. Miao. One centre to another. Now Mizrahi. Quick intensity of throws. Players not wasting any time on the ball. Returning it right back into play. It's made for an entertaining start to this first half. Ben David comfortably blocked by WANG Chunyan, and it feels like haven't yet seen what she's capable of in this match. WANG Chunyan scored 7 goals in the opening game against Turkey. She has a really powerful throw on her. She's one of the tournament's top scorers so far. Well, that looked a bit more promising, but just wide of the post. Mizrahi with the bouncing ball, blocked by WANG Chunyan. Ben David steadies herself on the frame of the goal. Officials reminding spectators they have to be absolutely silent while the ball's in play. These players rely on the sound of the ball in order to navigate and work out where they need to position themselves on court. Mizrahi cross court, turned by WANG Chunyan. Clever dummy from Israel. It was OHAYON with the dummy while Ben David threw. It was a full dummy. She did the full throwing action. But the ball was actually in the hands of Ben David. Clever bit of play. Israel taking the timeout, and they'll be delighted with that first half. Previous match between these two sides wasn't a particularly close affair. It's Israel that have come out of the blocks looking more confident and more assured. And they've neutralised the attacking threat of WANG Chunyan, very well. There's number 6, WANG Chunyan. He's looked really prolific in the tournament so far, but hasn't quite looked in top gear today. Plenty of time left in this match, though, and just a single goal, the Israeli lead. I'm sure we'll see many twists and turns in the remainder of this semi-final. And Ben David, the goal scorer, blocked by Chinese centre. Now Xiao Zhenhua. Good communication between the Israeli trio. Fascinating watching the positional awareness that these players have. The way that they stay out of each other's way. Ben David goes for the straighter ball, gathered by WANG Chunyan. And we're almost exactly halfway through the first half. And the narrowest possible lead for Israel. MIZRAHI to throw. And it's a bit nervy from China. The ball slipped through Xiao Zhenhua, but wide of the post. Xiao Zhenhua, lots of bounce on that one, but blocked by the legs of OHAYON. Ben David in bang on centre of court, using the centre lines on the court to get her position exactly right. And China, not a side that likes to use a lot of substitutions. Usually like to stick with their starting 3, but they might have no choice here. Certainly need to change something. Xiao Zhenhua navigates around her teammate in the centre of court. And Israel block it out once again. WANG Chunyan, just 22 years of age. Thrown to an experienced Paralympian in the form of Ben David. She's been instrumental to all 3 of Israel's Paralympic goalball appearances. Miao looking serene in the centre of court for China. WANG Chunyan, lots of bounce on that one. Gathered by Ben David. Rotation throw from Ben David. Strong defence from the Chinese centre. Xiao Zhenhua is going to try from the other side of court. Ben David right in the thick of things, both attack and defence. She blocks it out. Now MIZRAHI goes for the rotation throw. Blocked by the legs of the Chinese centre. Now WANG Chunyan yet to quite find her accuracy in this match so far. Ooh, it looked like the ball was going to bobble in the back of the net, but blocked by MIZRAHI. That was perhaps the most flustered Israel have looked. They've had a pretty composed first half. Slower ball from Xiao Zhenhua. Slower ball can make a bit less noise, so a bit harder to detect. WANG Chunyan. Skirts along the touchline and just wide of the post. David. Very straight. Blocked by WANG Chunyan. Xiao Zhenhua trying from a opposite side of court, but gathered by Ben David, and ball in the arms of MIZRAHI. MIZRAHI also throwing from opposite side, both sides trying to mix things up, but oh, China have scored. It looked like Ben David had kept it out, but the ball slipped through her fingers, and China are level. And maybe we are seeing things going according to the form book now. It was a straight throw from WANG Chunyan. Although it was a good effort from Ben David to keep it out, but all she could do was put it in the back of the net. It's one apiece. Ben David, lots of power on that one. Putting her full body into the throw. WANG Chunyan, slower ball. Really mixing it up. Trying to bring a bit of variety to their play. Throw from the Chinese centre. It's not very often you see a centre throw the ball, so another element of variety from China. Xiao Zhenhua. Blocked and given to MIZRAHI, with her purple hair lighting up the court. Quick response from Xiao Zhenhua. Ben David, Israel's goal scorer. Israel's top scorer in this competition. She's got a really effective relationship with Or MIZRAHI. They work together pretty interchangeably, switching wing positions and giving one another the ball. And David putting in a real shift on court. She played almost the entirety of Israel's quarterfinal against Canada. She's a really integral part of this Israel side, and they needed her to be on great form today, and she has been so far. There she has the ball, but gives it to MIZRAHI. Zhenhua throwing quite close to the long ball line. If the ball had bounced the other side in the Israeli third, that would have been a penalty. No penalties yet in this match. Fantastic discipline from these sides, even under the pressure of a semi-final. Ben David being brought off. He's been instrumental in that first half. Israel's only goal scorer. But she's being replaced. I'm sure we'll see more of her in the second half. And it's going to be Elham, MAHAMID-RUZIN to come on. At the age of 15, she couldn't find a women's side, so she helped to set one up. She was the first team member. And it's an Israel side that gone on to represent their nation at 3 successive Paralympics. And now MAHAMID-RUZIN, one of the founders of the team, is on court. And now she has the ball with her first throw after coming on as a substitute. Throw from the Israeli centre. It's her first throw of the match. Blocked by WANG Chunyan, and rapid exchange of throws. Both sides want to go into the half-time break with the advantage. Zhenhua, lots of bounce and blocked by the legs of OHAYON. MAHAMID-RUZIN. It's the dummy from the opposing wing. Trying to sow a bit of confusion within that Chinese trio. Slower ball from MAHAMID-RUZIN. Trying all the tricks as we approach half-time. MIZRAHI, can she get a breakthrough just before half-time? Well, China calling a timeout. You have to use your timeout in the first half in goalball, otherwise you lose it. So China taking the opportunity. Of course, these players wearing the eye shades, not aware of how much time left on the clock. So with 3.5 seconds remaining, coach will just be imparting that useful information, which will help his Chinese trio to plan their final throw of the half. WANG Chunyan, last throw of the first half. And a fascinating first half at that. China came into this match as the favourites. And a great run of form and a side with plenty of experience to bring to bear. But it's Israel that started much the brighter. An early goal from Lihi Ben David. China found a way back right at the end of the first half with a goal from WANG Chunyan. The half-time score at the South Paris Arena. China 1, Israel 1.
Et sur ce score, nous avons donc eu un premier but de la numéro 6 de l'équipe d'Israël à 8 minutes 40, qui s'est suivi par un but de l'équipe de la République populaire de Chine à 3 minutes 22.
We have seen very exciting first half, and we have seen
crowd enjoying the action. Just the one occasion where they let their exuberance get the better of them, and they're ticking off from the officials, but they've really got into the spirit of this fantastic sport. And they've witnessed a really interesting first half. Israel, who never won a women's goalball medal, starting much the brighter. And here we see some of the highlights of this first half. Ben David with the early goal. Totally took China by surprise. And that's why she's Israel's top scorer in this tournament. And that was the equaliser. The throw from WANG Chunyan, finding its way through Lihi Ben David. Despite a China timeout just seconds before the end of the first half, weren't able to make a difference with that final throw. And there we have the story of the first half. No penalties, no ball over. It's been a very tight match and impressive accuracy from both these sides. Around 120 throws, not one penalty conceded. And as CAO Zhenhua has her eye shades applied, we'll soon find out the starting threes for the second half and whether any changes were made at half-time.
China on my left, Israel on my right. Half-time score, China 1, Israel 1. Half-time substitution, Israel, out number 4, in number 6.
So we have a change for Israel. Lihi Ben David back on court. China with the same 3 in which they started the match. And Lihi Ben David back on court. She's so important for this Israeli side. And although she was rested for a matter of minutes at the end of the first half, Israel know they need her on court if they're going to produce a historic win in this semi-final. China against Israel, and Israel get the second half underway. It's been a very close semi-final so far. 2 goals, no penalties. Feels like we've got a few big moments left in this match. Ben David throwing right up at the high ball line. Aggressive style of play. Does run the risk of conceding a high ball penalty. MAHAMID-RUZIN's throw gathered by WANG Chunyan from the centre of court. Good defensive work from MAHAMID-RUZIN to really extend herself to keep that out. Ben David to throw. Blocked out by the opposing number 6, WANG Chunyan. Trying to keep hold of possession because the ball went out in the Chinese third of court. And say keep the ball. If it had gone out in the neutral third, that would have been what's known as ball over. And that means possession transfers. Blocked by the legs of MAHAMID-RUZIN. MAHAMID-RUZIN, her husband Michael, captain of the Israeli men's team. One of many goalball couples in this competition. Israel's men's side not represented. It's just the women who have the medal hopes in the goalball. MAHAMID-RUZIN. Blocked by the Chinese centre, Miao. She said that goalballs allowed her to transform herself from a person with visual impairments to an athlete representing her country on the bigger stage, and to reach a wider world and experience different countries. And it's clear this sport's been really transformative for her. She always looks so calm in the centre of court for China. Oh, lots of bounce on that from WANG Chunyan, but wide of the post of MAHAMID-RUZIN. MAHAMID-RUZIN's throw blocked by WANG Chunyan. Chinese centre clears space in the centre of court, and WANG Chunyan to throw. Ben David, blocked by the body of WANG Chunyan. 2 minutes into the second half, and it really is close and tight semi-final. Much closer than the group game between these two sides that had a 5-goal margin in China's favour. Ben-David. Lots of bounce on that one. It's really impressive, the amount of energy she puts into her throws. Almost exhausting to watch. Really slams the ball onto the court. These balls are pretty heavy, 1.5 kilograms, so no easy feat the way these players maneuver the ball, and the ball heads over the line, and that's the goal. The goal judges raise their arms. The goal is given, and Israel once again on top in this semi-final. It was Elham MAHAMID-RUZIN, and despite the block from WANG Chunyan, the ball ended up over the goal line. And that is a huge goal from Israel. And not long after Elham MAHAMID-RUZIN came onto court, she's made a big, big intervention. And China forced to take the timeout. They'll need to change something. They've still got their starting 3 players on court, but if not a change in personnel, they might need a change of strategy. Coaches will no doubt be imparting information about how Israel are lining up, potential areas of the court that they could target. And that was a huge goal from MAHAMID-RUZIN. Israel ahead for the second time in this match. WANG Chunyan. That was a big run-up. MAHAMID-RUZIN, right after scoring for Israel, it's taken off. And we're going to have MIZRAHI back on court. This would return Israel to their strongest starting 3, the starting 3 they've been preferring throughout the tournament. And now MIZRAHI's been rested. She's going to come back onto court. Played basketball as a child before switching to goalball. And she struck up quite a partnership with Lihi Ben-David. Lots of goals and some effective defence. Ben-David. Comfortable block from WANG Chunyan. Miao. Ben-David to MIZRAHI. MIZRAHI back on court. Rested after her few minutes on the bench. Ben-David stumbles a bit with her run-up. Tripped over her feet a bit, and I think that impacted the way she got her throw away. WANG Chunyan. Oh, that was very close. Tipped around the post by MIZRAHI. Dummy from Israel. MIZRAHI with a throw. Ben-David with the dummy on the other wing. Ben-David gathering herself on the post. Goes for the straighter throw. Blocked by WANG Chunyan. High on to MIZRAHI. Bit of noise from the Chinese trio. Perfectly legal in goalball as long as your opponent hasn't started their throwing action. Through noises, it's a good way of helping your teammate to locate themselves and the position of their teammates on court. coach Raz Shoham. He'll be delighted at this performance. He coached the Israel side in Rio and Tokyo, but didn't come close to a medal in those tournaments. And if this scoreline remains, then it'll be a very important day for Israeli goalball. Quick response from Ben David, blocked out by WANG Chunyan. Israel appealing for a penalty on the sidelines. Not given. Reminder, the ball has to bounce in both your third of the court and also the neutral third in the centre. Israel thought that ball had strayed into their area of the court. Referee quietening the crowd. Got a bit excited. CAO Zhenhua, lots of bounce on that one, but gathered by MIZRAHI. Ben David, aggressive run up, and the ball bobbles towards the goal once again. But it's kept out by WANG Chunyan. It's so difficult to defend the ball when it's airborne. When the ball's spinning in the air, it can often not make much of a noise, so really hard for these players to locate, and it's a very good save from WANG Chunyan. CAO Zhenhua by the Israeli centre, and Ben David, who's been relentless all game, pinging in those throws with real pace and precision. Still no penalties in this game, which is really remarkable. CAO Zhenhua. Lots of bounce and gathered. And Israel call a timeout just as Roni OHAYON was shaping up to throw. Israel taking the opportunity to give some tactical advice. Israel coach no doubt saying, don't do anything silly, don't give away any penalties, keep your discipline, keep your accuracy. And they'll be relying on the experience of Lihi Ben David to marshal this side and get them through these final few minutes. There she is, Lihi Ben David. Decisive early goal. Ben David once again goes for the straight ball down the centre of court. WANG Chunyan parried by Ben David. MIZRAHI. WANG Chunyan with the return, and see, she was trying to find the gap between OHAYON and Ben David, but good defensive work from OHAYON. Ben David cross court, right into the torso of CAO Zhenhua. Lots of bounce on that from CAO Zhenhua, but pushed out by Ben David. Trying all the tricks, all the variety in terms of shot selection. But Israel defending very well. Now China's turn to take the timeout. And China still have their starting three on court. You do wonder what they need to do to find a breakthrough. They certainly need a goal And despite the best efforts of Wang Chunyan and CAO Zhenhua, Israel staying resolute in their defence. China had a run of 3 consecutive silver medals. 2008, 2012, 2016. They narrowly missed out in Tokyo 2020. And they'll certainly want to get back on the podium. Ball blocked out by Ben David off the post, and the ball's still in play. OHAYON with the slower ball. Wanted to get the ball out of the Israeli third. And David again, the ball's bobbling around, and some very tense moments for Israel. MIZRAHI gathered and returned by the Chinese centre. Another Israeli timeout. Determined to break up the game as much as they can, and Israel coach on court. I wonder what he's saying to the officials. We may never know, but one thing we do know, Israel are ahead. And they will be planning these final few minutes meticulously. Might be coaches saying, start to take a bit more time with your throws. They're allowed 10 seconds to get their throw away. And we might see Israel taking the opportunity just to run down the clock a little bit. MIZRAHI talking tactics with Ben David, and now MIZRAHI to throw. Zhenhua goes cross court. Easily dealt with by Ben David. They've been peppering her with throws on that side of the court, but she's dealt with them really well. Now Ben David to throw. Gathered by CAO Zhenhua. MIZRAHI. Israel will be happy to see the clock run down. Just over 3 minutes left. It's a very narrow lead. It's been an unusually low-scoring game for both of these sides. Certainly familiar with getting more balls in the back of the net, but testament to defensive skill of both of these sides, and the accuracy as well. Still no penalties given away. WANG Chunyan blocked by the Israeli centre. Centre, sometimes a underrated role in goalball, but both these centres putting in good shifts. Often the wing players that rack up the goals and get the glory, but the role of a good centre is really important. CAO Zhenhua, lots of danger and bounce on that ball, but blocked out by MIZRAHI. Zhenhua in the hands of Ben David, and she'll be glad she held on to that. Means she can take a bit of time with it. Start to run down the clock a bit. CAO Zhenhua from centre of court. MIZRAHI Ball skirts down the touchline, but still in play with China. And now we're entering the final throws, and I wonder if we'll see a Chinese change. They're still with their starting three. Feels like Israel's maybe had a bit more in terms of depth on the bench. That goal from the substitute, MAHAMID-RUZIN. Now China taking the timeout. China have both the second and third top scorers in the competition on court right now. And they've only been able to get one goal on the score sheet. Brilliant work from Israel, and such a difference from the 6-1 win for China when these two sides faced off in the group stage. Zhenhua. Over 90 seconds left on the clock. Final few throws for both these sides. Ben David. Straight and direct from Ben David. China looking to make a change. Zhenhua coming off. ZHANG Xiling coming on. ZHANG Xiling scored plenty of goals in Tokyo. China bringing her on, trying to add an element of difference, an element of surprise. Sometimes teams can get accustomed to the way the opposition throws the ball, and ZHANG Xiling providing a bit of variety. She's got 3 goals at Paris 2024 so far, so we certainly know she can score. And will Chinese substitution make the same impact that Israel's did? MAHAMID-RUZIN scoring just seconds after coming on for Israel. Ben David taking her time with the throw. Clever play from the experienced player. Using any opportunity just to eat up a few seconds. MIZRAHI. Blocked by the Chinese centre. Now it's WANG Chunyan. Strong block from OHAYON. Ben David, rotation throw. Goes cross court. Gathered by the substitute. ZHANG Xiling, what impact can she make? She moves to a different side of court. Gathered by Ben David. Once again, taking her time with the throw. 10 seconds to get that throw away. And China making another change. Oh, ZHANG Xiling, seconds after she was brought on. Now coming back off. And it's going to be Zhenhua back onto court.
Changement pour la République populaire de Chine avec la sortie de la numéro 1 et l'entrée de la numéro 2.
Maybe the coach used the time in which Zhenhua was off court just to give some instructions for these final throws. Instructions that she can pass on to her teammates on court. And it really is the matter of just 1 or 2 throws for each of these sides. They'll need to get them absolutely right. Zhenhua blocked, and it's an important block from OHAYON. And David shapes up to throw. Last throw of the match for China. And a historic win for Israel, as they've secured their first ever women's goalball medal. All the odds were against Israel coming into this match. A huge gulf in experience between these two sides. But it's Israel that's come out on top and secured their place in the gold medal match. And disappointment for China, but they still have the opportunity to play for bronze. And after a brilliant semi-final, the full-time score, People's Republic of China 1, Israel 2. A big moment, especially for Lihi Ben David, and real disappointment for China. They've performed so well going into this match, winning every single game. Something wasn't quite working for them today, and the attacking combination of Ben David and MIZRAHI looked really impressive. Some great defensive work from OHAYON in the centre of court. Israel reached the quarterfinals in Rio, quarterfinals in Tokyo. As they celebrate with the Israeli fans, they know they will have a silver medal at the very least. And a shot at gold in the match on the final day. Lovely sportsmanship between these two sides. After a defeat that must be very hard to take for China. When these two sides played just a few days ago, it was an emphatic win for China. At these knockout stages, it's all about how you play in those 24 minutes on court. And OHAYON in floods of tears on the court. She can't believe what she and what her teammates have done. Chinese side getting the plaudits from this crowd. Israel that progressed to the gold medal match. Ben David and MIZRAHI embracing. They were absolutely instrumental in the partnership these two have struck up. Will be crucial in the gold medal match.
À 18h, suivi de la demi-finale féminine entre le Brésil et la Turquie à 19h45.
There we have the final score. Israel winners by 2-1. And Israel will go for gold. China fighting for bronze. Chance to secure a medal, their 4th Paralympic medal. 5 Paralympic Games.
Followed by Brazil and Turkey at 7:45 p.m. for the women's competition.
Retrouvez toutes les gammes de produits Paris 2024 dans les boutiques officielles et les points de vente sur site. Votre point de vente du jour est encore ouvert. C'est maintenant ou jamais.
And the most remarkable thing about that graphic on screen, no penalties from either side. Sometimes in knockout stages, the pressure can lead to errors and lapses in concentration, but no penalties from about 220 throws. And that is something that China can take from this match, as disappointed as they might be. That will give them a bit of heart going into the bronze medal encounter, and there are medal matches and how they're shaping up. Israel to play the winner of Brazil against Turkey. People's Republic of China will battle it out for bronze.